And today, what I want to talk about is the Empath Blues. So nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. Before we jump into it, I just wanted to talk today about this full moon that just came up. And I'm not a big fan of full moons. But yeah, I want to talk about that energy. And before we jump into that, though, I just want to let me just talk about my site here. This is my site. I offer a few different things. I got spiritual guidance. I have sound healing sessions. I have a membership community, and yeah. So, and the guidance, the spiritual guidance sessions are channeling sessions. So you just call in. I call in your guides, and yeah, and they give you the advice that you're looking for, and or that they would like to give you, I guess is a better way of putting it, because it's usually not what you're looking for, and sometimes it comes out of nowhere. But so that's, yeah. And then these are my offerings. So I offer, I have this mug, and here's the Lightworker group. If you join the Lightworker group, you get 2 live Q&A channelings a month, in addition to access to this Lightworker community. And in this community, you have access to all of the previous channelings, so 50 plus hours of channeling and many sound baths, about 30 sound baths. So I'll close these windows. And then also I want to introduce the yin and yang symbol, as if you've never seen it before, right? But I just want to talk about it a little bit, because that is one of the main aspects, I think, of this channel at this moment, is talking about this yin and yang symbol and how it represents our world and our third dimensional paradigm. So we're living in this yin and yang universe where we have 2 sides, and we're able to see both sides of the coin, right? We've seen the world from both sides now, and this is the whole point of being down here, having that experience. And at times it can be quite trying, but what we learn, though, the thing that we learn from this third dimensional polarity is that there are these 2 sides, and they're very polarized, especially now. They're very polarized right now. But we often realize, what we start to realize is that there's this middle path in the middle. And that's what we're all starting to awaken to. This whole awakening that many people are going through is just an awakening to the fact that we don't have to participate in the polarities. We can see them happening, we can understand that they have to happen, but we don't have to jump in emotionally every time something happens. We can see it all playing out and understand that it all has its purpose. Everything has its purpose, and so do we. And we have an important life purpose. And if we're jumping into these polarities, then we might get knocked off of our own path. Everyone has their own path. And so if we follow this neutral path, it takes us to the path of our hearts, right? It takes us to the path of happiness, takes us to the path of peace. And one other aspect of this is that the guides have said that the polarities are being charged even more, so that we're living in a very polarized time, and that is by design, so that we realize this, so that we realize, oh, I don't like this feeling. I'm not feeling quite good being all emotional or judgmental all the time. It doesn't feel good. And then we kind of jump into that middle path. We're not jump into it, but we're kind of nudged into it. So, and again, you might ask yourself, well, what does he mean, polarized time? What is a polarized time? How do we know if we're in a polarized time? And the answer is that if there are words, certain words that you could mention in a conversation pretty much anywhere all over the world, and it will get people really emotionally riled up. I live in Japan, and the same words work here that they work in America. You use those words and, you know, you've got emotion and people triggered and people jumping into all kinds of different parts of the polarities. That's how you know it's polarized, because I grew up in a time that wasn't very polarized, and I remember that time when you were able to just talk about a whole bunch of different things, and very rarely would people get very triggered by things, and it would take a long time for people to get triggered. Now it's just 1 or 2 words, and it's, you know, firestorm. So yeah, so we're living in polarized times. I think you already know that. And so I wanted to talk about the Empath Blues, though. So the reason I want to talk about this is because I was coming home. I was feeling really good. I was feeling really great, and I'd been meditating in the morning, and then I went out and went to work, and I was still feeling pretty good, and I was trying to really, really be aware of my energy and keep being aware of it, and where my mind is, where my thoughts are, where my body is, where even my organs, like where's my heart, where's my liver, am I feeling everything, and it was doing well, and then all of a sudden something kind of shifted, and then I could start to feel it. And then on the ride home was a crowded train. It was just filled with people coming home from work. And as an empath, which I think probably most of you who are listening are, you'll probably be able to relate to this, but you pick up on the energy of the people around you. And very, very often here, especially here in Japan, because there's a lot of, you're not supposed to really show your emotions. So people tend to innately keep everything inside, just bottled up and bottled up and bottled up. But the thing is, they don't keep it inside. They project it out onto scenes. So they're projecting it out. And so there is no such thing as bottled up energy. I felt it like, oh my God, everyone, what's going on? Why do you have to? And so of course they don't mean it on purpose. And that's the big thing. That's the big lesson, is that people are not trying to do this on purpose. They're just upset and angry, and they don't know what to do with it. And so if they see something, they can just project that energy out onto it, like that guy or this thing, or, and they feel like when they project their energy out, then it's not theirs anymore. And it's just like the idea of gossiping. When people gossip about someone or something, it's just they feel like they're kind of feeling better by gossiping about this person, but what actually they're doing is just making it worse for them and for the other person. But this is a very difficult thing to think about, or to realize when you're not, because I feel the energy. I feel it as a pain and a vibration in my head. And so it's not a pleasant feeling, and I can pick up on that kind of, there's this pent up aggression that people put out, and they're just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like this kind of nitpicking kind of feeling, and it's just like, ouch, 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 why? And these are my empath blues. I've got the empath blues. I don't know what to do. So I'm pretty much over my empath blues now. I got it, but last night I had it on the back of my head for pretty much the whole night. I couldn't shake it. I did all my clearing, I did everything, and then I realized, it's a full moon, right? So not only is it these projections of energies, it's also those people who work on the other side of the coin are out doing their weird wonky stuff, putting negative stuff out into the mass consciousness. And that's also why I'm not a big fan of the full moon, because that's what they like to do. And but if you're able to pick up on it, it's a very stressful time. And so I just wanted to come on and talk about these empath blues, and when you're picking up on this energy, I wanted to channel on what do you do when you're feeling the empath blues. And so before I go into the channeling, I just want to share this lesson because I think it's very related to this. So God goes with me everywhere I go, right? So this is the part that I wanted to share, though. The separated ones have invented many cures for what they believe to be the ills of the world. The separated ones are us. We came down here believing that we're not one, believing that we're separate. Otherwise, why would we attack anyone? Why would we project our negative emotions on someone? Because if they're us, then we're just attacking ourselves, right? So, but the one thing that they do not do is to question the reality of the problem. Yes, its effects cannot be cured because the problem is not real. The idea for today is the power to end all this foolishness forever, right? So that's the idea. So we assume that we can be attacked, right? So for example, in myself too, I assume that I can be attacked, but that is an assumption too. So this empathy, in a sense, is an assumption. And so I think there's something to the key here. There's a key to this here, and it's also related to. I was channeling yesterday, or I think it was 2 days ago, Akita, this woman who exists she's exists in the space of pre-creation. And I was dancing in my mind when I was on the train. I was dancing in the pre-creation realm to try to change the frequency of the train, and I was doing pretty well with it. But then just something hit me, and it's just like, I don't, yeah. So full moon energy. Um, yeah, I really don't. I've never been a big fan of the full moons. I used to before I started to really pick up on the energy. I thought they were very beautiful, but now it's just too intense. It's just, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff? And you get all those people pumping all that negative energy out there, and it's just like, let's skip this day. I'm gonna just fast forward through. Of course, we can't do that, so we have to figure out a way to get through it, and that's what this channeling is about. So how do we get through these times when we feel the empath blues, when we're just picking up on everyone's energy, and it's just like, come on, guys, please, why? you know so in a sense, we have to be responsible for our energy, right? We're responsible for our bodies, right? We try to eat healthy, try to stay healthy, try to exercise, all this stuff, but we also have to stay healthy in our minds as well. And because it's all connected, and the mind is mind over matter. So if you're eating healthy and doing all these things, but your mind's in attack mode all the time, it's not gonna go well for you, right? But so this is the idea. Loneliness, abandonment, depression, anxiety, worry, deep sense of helplessness, misery, suffering, and intense fear and loss. So, and we have all these different cures that we have, different escape methods that we have for all of this. But the one question is, the reality of the problem. We think that there's a problem there, but maybe the reason that we can never fix it is because the problem's not real, and so we're trying to solve something that doesn't exist. So I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job of explaining this, but this is the idea that I wanted to talk about, and I think it's similar to that. You can't solve a problem using the same thought patterns as the way that the problem was created. That you actually have to kind of take a wider stance. Otherwise, you're just going to be in that dialectic all the time. You're going to be in the yin and yang. You're just going to be fighting, and that's what keeps you in this third dimensional paradigm. So I'm going to go into a channeling, and I'm going to ask them, what is the cure for the... Hold on, I just pressed the wrong button. What is the cure for the summertime blues? Not the summertime blues, but what's the cure for the empath blues? Because they're not very much fun. All right, so what do we do? What do we do in these situations? And I know I was listening to Diane Cooper, and she was even talking that these energies are even someone like her, Diane Cooper, a very, very seasoned channeler and seasoned woman working with all of this stuff, is still feeling, this energy and feeling the drained energy from it. And so, so what's the best method to use? I mean, when you're in that situation, I mean, of course, afterwards you can rest, you can relax, but when you're right in the middle, right in the thick of it, and you're just feeling it, it's just like, oh God, that guy behind me, why does he have to project all those negative thoughts on the back of my head? It just hurts, it hurts. And you can't, look at him like, hey, and he's gonna, why is that guy looking at me? He has no idea that I'm physically feeling all of his negative thoughts in the back of my head, and that he's not actually focusing them on me per se, but he's projecting them out, and I'm just picking it up, and it's just like, oh man. So all right, so what do we do, right, as light workers? What do we do? All right, so here we go, especially when you're all tired out. Okay, here we go. Greetings for Esmerelda, and we would like to address this question, this quest, this journey into the mind, this journey into an idea. What is it that an empath can do in a situation where they're feeling everyone's energy? What is the way out? And what we would say, the way out is that there is no way out, that the idea of searching for a way out is the problem. that you think that there is a way out. There is no way out. You are sensing your connectedness to all others. You're sensing your oneness. And so when you sense this oneness is a gift to you. This oneness is a gift to you so that you can see and understand all of the people around you, all of your brothers and sisters, and you can see and feel all of the pain and suffering that they're feeling so that you can understand what it feels like, so that you can understand that you can take that energy. You see, when that energy is being projected out, it gives you the opportunity to deal with that energy in that sense that it has come into your space. It has come into your realm. And so since it is affecting you directly, then it becomes part of your responsibility in that sense. And in that same sense, it means that it is coming to you to be clarified. It is coming to you to be transmuted. So all this being assumes that it is an attack, but we would say that it isn't an attack, that it is a present, that all of these energies are coming to him because the energies and the people who are sending them out, while not consciously, unconsciously understand that he can transmute these energies, and that is why they're sending them out. So what a beautiful chance for him. He says that he is tired. He says that he can't handle these energies, but there is a reason that he is being given them, and that is because he can handle it, and all of you can handle it as well. And that is the gift. This is a gift. This is a gift. This is a gift to help you to transmute these energies. And while at times it can be overwhelming, you'll see that once you start to clarify these energies more and more, that you will develop your technique and you'll develop a way of dealing with these energies. And yes, as this being said, the being that was existing in pre-creation, Akita, is a good way of looking at this in the sense that you can feel these energies and don't sense them as an attack. They are not an attack. They are gifts to you. They are gifts. These are the trials. This is the luggage that everyone is holding on to that they can't get rid of and they don't know what to do with it. And they see you and they see that you can hold a lot of luggage. And so they see that you can transmute this energy. So you are being given a teaching opportunity. You're being given an opportunity to show them what you can do with the energy. You see, this is not just you taking all of their energy and just taking it on yourself. No. This is you showing them how to transmute it energetically. Now, consciously, they might not understand. But subconsciously, they will understand, and their spirit will understand. They will see what's happening, and they see that is how it's done. And so this is a gift to you as a teacher of light. This is a gift to all of you. Your empathetic nature is a gift. This is not a burden. This is a gift. This has been given to you, especially for these times that all of these people are dealing with so much. They have so many things that they're dealing with. They don't know what to do with them. And you're there, and you've dealt with all of the shadows. You've seen the darkness. You've seen the deep, deep, deep darkness. You've experienced the hopelessness. And now you understand where it is, and you understand that the hope is inside of you. Now show it to them. Show it to them. Show it to the people around you. Show them the hope. That's why you are where you are at this moment. All right. So Esmeralda's on fire. All right, guys, so I guess I was kind of complaining about my empath blues, but it was actually a gift. I guess, a lot of times when people sing the blues, I guess that's the point, right? Singing the blues is about kind of wallowing in separation, I guess. But it's also, I have to say, in my defense, sometimes singing the blues is about just kind of letting go of energy. So it's transmuting energy. How's that? So I hope you guys are hopeful. I feel like her energy has really kind of clarified a lot of that stuff, and I'm be really happy to start experimenting with this. Now, if you're wondering about practical applications of this, what I was doing on the train before my energy got knocked down was I was imagining that I was Akita. If you just look at my previous video, it's the one about the Pope, but it's not related to the Pope though. But Akita, she has this staff, and she does these amazing, beautiful dances. It's almost like a martial art dance, but it's very beautiful and very refined. And what she's doing is she's kind of moving the energy around, the energy of pre-creation. And so this is something that we can do with these energies. So picking them up, and then, as she said, not taking it personally, and trying to just see that this is a gift. Okay, so I'm being given these energies because my guides think it's enough, I can handle it. And then just start to send love into them, and send them back into source. Just send them back into source. And the way to do this, just use your imagination, see them, forgive them, let them be what they need to be, and then just let them go. And don't hold on to them. Yeah, definitely don't hold on to that. So Venus Flower, you say thank you. Lovely way of handling being sensitive to these energies. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because I was feeling the empath blues last night. Oh my goodness. I mean, just this vibration thing on the back of my head. Usually it goes away after the person's not in my vicinity, but it was just there all night, multiplied by the full moon energies. But yeah, there we go. I guess that's it. That we have our homework cut out for us, right? So let's do it. Yeah, imagine if we start doing this, though. I mean, yeah. All right. The change that we could affect in the world, or maybe just the change that we can affect in our space. The people that we meet every day. Maybe just a few people, but that's big. Because those people meet a lot of other people too, and once you teach one person, that'll teach another person, and then it's just, yeah. So, poo, what does poo mean? Yeah, it's explosive. It just multiplies throughout exponentially. I meant to say exponentially, but I said poo. Right, I'm gonna sign off. All right, so, and as they say, go beach, and I hope you guys are hopeful, and I'm getting a little silly, so ciao for now.